Good morning, students of class 10. You're welcome back to the classes now. Uh, we are doing English and we are doing the poem, the second poem, After Dust of Snow. Today we will do Fire and Ice. This is the second poem written by Robert Frost. So now here, Fire and Ice, and today's date is 24th of May 2021. Now let's go through this one by one, the poem. So first we'll talk about the central idea of the poem, or it's all about the poem. What the writer wants us, or the poet wants us to learn or know about the poem. So now it's all about the poem. Number one, there are altogether 7 points. We'll learn one by one. So go through this properly, listen carefully and try to understand and follow. The theme of the poem, central idea of the poem is the age-old question. What is the age-old question? The age-old question is, whether the world will end in fire or ice. Everybody wants to know, and these questions hunt them, whether the world will end in fire or the world will end in ice. So in history also it is mentioned that there are two different periods of ice age, and the fire also, great volcanoes also erupted. There were world wars, fires everywhere in this way. So now here there are questions and discussions among the people how the world will come to an end. So here, number 2, the poet Robert Frost, the name of the poet is Robert Frost, who wrote this poem, and even the Dust of Snow, which we have learned before this, that was also written by Robert Frost. So the poet Robert Frost decides that any of the two options, whether by fire, the world will come to an end by fire, with fire or ice, any of the two options would achieve its purpose sufficiently well. With fire and with ice, it is sufficient to destroy the world. So now, according to the poet, both of them are sufficient to fulfill its purpose of destroying the world. Number 3, the poet shares the common belief. The poet shares with us, or to the readers, the common belief that everything that exists or that is present in this nature, or that exists on this earth, everything that exists will have its end too. Yes, it is the law of nature. So everything that is born, it has to die one day. Everything that existed on this earth will come to an end ultimately. Nothing is everlasting over here. Everything is changing. Change is the law of nature. So we have learned about this too. So everything that exists will have its end ultimately. Similarly, the earth, the beautiful earth on which we live, one day it will come to an end. Or even the sun we have, that provide us heat and energy, light and energy, will come to an end one day. So nothing is permanent in this universe. So that means people are divided on this issue. Issue means matter, this question. People are divided on this issue. Some of the people, they think that the natural element of fire will cause the destruction. And some other groups of people think that the other natural element, that is ice, will be the cause of the destruction. So some people think that the natural element of fire will cause the destruction of this world, and the other group of people believe that ice will be the cause for the destruction. Now, the poet also agrees. Putting these fire and ice, the fire and ice, these are the elements of nature. Putting these fire and ice in terms of human emotion. Let's compare this fire and ice with the human emotion. So, human emotion, the element of fire stands for passion. Passion means great desire, strong desire, passion and desire and love. These are fire. These are referred to as fire or mentioned according to the poet. These passion, desire and love are actually the fire. Uncontrolled desire, passion, love and passion can cause the end of the world. Means it will ruin a person, it will ruin the world. Passion for power, passion for various things that will ultimately destroy a person or will destroy the world. Great world wars, great wars have been fought. Why? Because there was a passion for popularity, there was a passion for power, desire for more power. You see that? There was a lot of destruction all around at that time in history. Numerous examples are there. So now, the poet has experienced both of these passions, both of these emotions. These are human emotions and the poet has experienced both these. That's why he wrote about these passions, about fire and ice. Now, number 7, the anger. The anger, greed, hate, born out of cold and icy reason. Cold and icy reason means without thinking. We get angry. Without thinking, there is a feeling of greed. That's a quality, negative quality of a human being. Greediness. Being greed and hate. We hate people. Without thinking, without reasoning. So, anger, hate, greed, they are born out of our cold reason. These emotions are born out because we do not reason out. That's why it is well said that think before you act. Do not act without thinking. You must reason out why you are studying. What is the point of studying? What is the reason behind why we are on this earth? What is the reason behind? Everything has a reason. There is nothing without a reason. So that means we also have to reason out our every emotions, actions. Otherwise, without reasoning, without thinking, if you act, sometimes it will lead to destruction. So you can see the anger, greed and hate born out of cold and icy reason is sufficient to cause destruction. It is sufficient to cause destruction and the end of the world. You can see, as in terms of human emotions, the fire and ice are sufficient to destroy the world. Fire and ice are the natural elements. Even fire and ice also can destroy the world. And our emotions will also destroy ourselves as well as destroy the beautiful world. So this is all about the central idea of the poem. Now in our next class we'll talk about the next video, the end of the world, point number 1, and point number 2, two different ideas or two different beliefs, people what they believe. So everything is mentioned over here. We'll go through in detail in our next class. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching the video. We'll meet in the next class and continue the end of the world, number 1, and number 2, the two different beliefs, the people what they believe. So we'll talk about that, and more 2-3 hours left. So within 1 or 2 classes we'll finish this. It's a very short poem having only 2 stanzas comprising 4 lines each. So it's a very short poem but very, very meaningful. It will help us to understand, it will help us to reason out, think and act, and reason and act. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you very much for watching.